Hello, my name's Chloe. Welcome to your tarot reading. If you've never seen me before, then chances are there's a message in this that you're supposed to hear. And let's get on with your reading. The first card you got is the Hierophant in reverse. And I actually really like the Hierophant in reverse because upright it's doing things in a traditional way, and reversed it's doing things in an untraditional way. And I don't believe that you always have to do things by the book. I quite like looking at things in an untraditional way and almost like going against the norm. Like, if it's not breaking the law, but like if we've got certain ways of being that are in place. So, like, for a really light example, having a 9 to 5 versus being self-employed, so you're going against the grain of what is expected of you, and I like that. To me, that's like kind of like Sagittarius energy of like just doing things just because, and living in a free way is a way to live, in my opinion. Like, why should you do something just because someone's told you to do something? But take that with a grain of salt. I might be a bad influence. Next to that, you have the Hermit. So you're I'm really getting the sense of you like cooking something, like not as in like physically cooking, but like you're doing something behind the scenes and you're not really telling people about it. And I like that. I don't think that everything should be broadcasted. Um, Also, the lantern that he's got is the star card, and the star is like hope, healing, um, you know, this really bright energy that is creation energy. And I really get the sense that there is something that you're working away on behind closed doors. And I encourage it, honestly. I think that some of our best epiphanies and creations, and it can just come from within rather than, yeah, I think a lot of us are too accessible. So I'm encouraging this. um and then this is really interesting because so you've got the Four of Wands in reverse, telling me that again with the Hermit you're going inwards for that stability. But with the Fool on the bottom, I need to tell you a caution of, again, not broadcasting your intentions. Because sometimes when we work on things, we instantly want to be like, oh, well, this is kind of what I'm working towards. And it doesn't really matter what people think around you, but it's more the fact that it then brings different energy to the situation. And you being very sure on something can then bring maybe like feelings of doubt because you don't actually have this secure like foundation yet. So I get the sense that you're like working on something, but it's not something that's within the norms of society. So that could even be self-employment. But it's not solid yet. You're still working on it. And when you're in that place, I don't think it's something that you should broadcast to other people. There's a quote: "Fools rush in where angels fear to tread." And yeah, I think that is trust your intuition on that. Be careful of almost celebrating too soon. And I'm not saying that things won't come in for you, but when we're in this period, it almost makes us more agreeable with things that haven't necessarily got a solid foundation yet. And you have to trust your discernment with that. There's actually an energy of you doubting your abilities. So you've got the Seven of Swords in reverse. So you're doubting your own intentions. And that could be, again, because this isn't something that you're maybe used to doing. Maybe you've never, I will clarify so I actually know, but as an example, maybe you've never been self-employed before, so you're doubting if you can do it or not. But it's also kind of like a message to make sure that you are acting honorably, so acting in your best interest and other people's best interest. We've got the Six of Pentacles on the bottom, which is making sure that things are balanced and that there's reciprocity. And I think that goes in with everything I'm saying, of making sure that your actions are like for you and not going against you in any way or other people. Making sure that there's balance in the situation, making sure that there's an equal give and take. To clarify the Hierophant, you've got the Page of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles in this spread is almost telling me that there may be some habits that you have that are actually going against the things that you're trying to bring in. So that could be, like, a really silly example could be staying up late at night, and like maybe there's all these little things, and you're being urged to maybe even seek out a mentor that has maybe done the journey that you're trying to bring in. So self-employment, I keep bringing that one up because it's not a personal reading, but yeah, like even asking people for advice on how they did it. And the Page of Pentacles can also be a new career starting, a new beginning, but sometimes it's ungrounded. So asking for some advice from a mentor, or even seeking out your own guidance, so like reading books on how to start up a business, or stuff like that will help solidify your ideas. We have a bit of contradiction, which is quite funny. So we've got the Hermit clarified by the Three of Cups. And the Three of Cups is fun and joy. So this could literally just be saying, although this introspective time is good, and I do think it's necessary for you to, not share things too soon and keep things to yourself and work on things behind the door, closed behind the scenes. But make sure that you're making time for joy and play. And this could also mean ask advice from people that you trust. So again, seeking out that mentorship, but with people that you trust, not people that are just like friends that you go out and have fun with, like actual people that have your best interest at heart. Because yeah, with that Seven of Swords as well, that makes me think that yes, make sure that you have your best interest at heart, but make sure that you're confiding in people that have your best interest at heart. And then the Four of Swords clarifying the Four of Wands is very similar energy, especially because this is reversed. So the Four of Swords is rest and rejuvenation and taking a step back. So keep things to yourself while you work on them. It's okay to trust people, but you don't need to tell the world about your plans before they are solid. Make sure that you've got that solidity first before broadcasting it. And then the Eight of Pentacles clarifying the Seven of Swords in reverse. This one is to do with work as well. So again, your work will pay off the more you bring intent behind it. The Seven of Swords, everybody is always like, oh, it's stealing or it's sneaky behavior and all this stuff, but it's actually to do with not knowing intentions a lot of the time, like being confused about someone's intentions or about your intentions. So get really clear on what you're working towards and remember why you're doing it. Like why did you start? And continue to work on that and be clear about what you're trying to bring in from it. Think that you're in a period of mastering something. So it could be a skill in the career that you're trying to build, like maybe you're trying to master how to start a business, like something like that. And it's encouragement to keep working on it, but it's also, make sure that your intentions are clear. Yeah, having that clarity within first will bring a lot more momentum. I think we can seek a bit too much guidance from people and like almost like feel like what they're saying is gospel and that we have to like seek validation before we do something. But as long as your intention and your clarity is solid in yourself first, then it's good to seek mentorship and guidance from people, but don't rely on it as a foundation. Don't rely on it as a foundation. You are the foundation, but you have to be clear on what you want, because nobody else is you. No one else is going to make your dream come true. Yeah, I don't want to keep repeating myself, but seek clarity within and ask people for advice, but you are the foundation of what you're creating. But I like this energy. I think it's really cool to do things that aren't traditional, like, and go against the norm, because it creates freedom in your life. So yeah, I hope this resonates. If it does, please let me know by liking and subscribing, and I will see you when I see you.